So the number one thing that we're being asked right now is what to expect for New Year's Eve.
And I'm just going to sit here and listen to Larry because I've never done New Year's Eve before.
Well, I've only done one, so it's not like you might want to fix your face.
No, I'm in total story mode.
Oh,
No.
Jesus. Yeah, like people are like, man, how's New Year's Eve going to be? Are you driving? Are you not driving? If you're not driving New Year's Eve and I have to tell you today, then you're probably not doing well with Uber anyways. So I'm not worried about having you on the road. Hopefully that didn't come out harsh. I apologize if it did.
As you saw the other day, you're a real a-hole to people.
I can be. The biggest thing with New Year's Eve is what I remember from last year is it was dead. Like, it was just so slow. Now, I was just an ex-driver at the time. And, like, I was just sitting there like, this is the biggest bust ever. This is the biggest bust ever. And then the ball dropped. And my God, the prices went up faster than a fat man's blood pressure. Like, yeah. Oops. Yeah. Pointing at you, right? Yeah, I don't have blood pressure problems yet. I just got the diabetes recently. No,
I got the diabetes.
Yeah, but so like, you know, like I come off a ride and it's like at a 2.8 and I'm like, oh, you know, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's get that.
Yeah.
And as I'm going there, they cancel. Thank God, it's the best cancel I ever had.
Because now it's like a 6.
Yeah, and so now it's sitting in the 4s, and I'm like, let me just go offline because something's happening here. Obviously, the ball dropped. And, like, what went from a shitty night just went to wide open prices.
Yeah.
You know, I go off and, like, there's nobody on, you know? I turn on my app, instantly, beep. So I let that shit roll through, turned it back off, and just kind of waited, you know? And then I figured out where I wanted to be. And the key in situations like that is you don't want to spend too much time driving somewhere. So say a
Quick
ride
rides.
comes through, even if I want a long ride on the high surge.
Yeah.
I just want to have to go a long way to get them.
Yeah.
Because I need to save every minute I can to
Yeah.
get as many surge rides in as possible. on
So
New
at that
Year's Eve.
point, you kind of say, I'm not going farther than this for a ride?
3 minutes. Like if I can't get somebody within 3 minutes, I'll just keep my app off until I'm in a hot spot.
Yeah.
You know, and once it comes in, if I get there in 3 minutes, boom. And then, you know what? I'm even upping the time that I'll wait. I'm not waiting 5 minutes. I'm waiting 3 minutes. You know, sorry, but I got to keep moving.
Yeah. Do you feel like on New Year's Eve, all of Tulsa is a hot spot? Or do you think it's...
Oh, it's everywhere, man, because they're watching it in bars. They're watching it at friends' houses.
I mean, just like downtown, there's like the whatever hotel that does the New Year's Eve thing every year with like a couple of the radio stations and stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's an area, but people aren't really leaving. They're at the hotel because that's where they're spending New Year's Eve.
And a lot of people like knowing hotspots, they've already gotten rooms there.
Yeah.
You know, so they've already booked their hotel rooms near the hotspot so that they don't get beat up as bad on Uber.
Yeah.
Because...
But then if you're in our downtown, those hotels are, I mean, I can't really say that I want to be doing a bunch of, you know, now if it's a 9 and suddenly it's like $45 for me just to pick you up, I will gladly drive you 6 blocks. You know what
that's
I mean?
what it's like.
Yeah.
Like, I think I did like 4 of those in like 20 minutes last year. Like, I never caught the real long ride.
You want your last one to be that real long ride, but if you can be in one of those hot spots where you're, if the surge is at a 10, and I don't even know what the cost of pickup at the time of that be, but I mean I've seen it at 7 and it's like $40. It was like $40.
$36.85, I think, just to get in on an XL in our market.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll gladly do those and pick them up, but I don't want to be taking them like 12 minutes out to come back. I want quick and easy rides at that point. So
and so there you're going to be to the point where, like, you know, on a 10 times a $6 minimum, you're looking at $60 just to get in the door. Yeah. You know, that's fine.
Oh,
hop in.
That's awesome all day long.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to cancel this right now? Cancel. Get out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, so that's the thing is, one, you have to be patient.
Yeah.
And I imagine this year, now, driving a bigger vehicle, I'll probably have more demand than I did last year. But if it's anything, and I remember watching, like, on Facebook, a lot of places were having the same issues. My God, it's so slow. Why did I give up my holiday? And then next thing you know, there's just tears of joy.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just busier than you could ever want to be.
Yeah.
And it'll go until like 3 a.m. You know, it's just wide open. And I imagine most markets will at least get higher than an 8 times. And, you know, and Uber's even going to send out these things to passengers. hey, once the ball drop, it's going to be really expensive. Try not to take an Uber during this time. Like, that's what they were doing last year. Don't take an Uber from this time to this time. Guess what people were still doing?
Yeah.
Still taking Ubers because they got to move around.
Yeah. But last year during New Year's Eve, were they doing it like, so when you enter a surge ride, you have to enter what your surge number was. Were they doing that last year?
I don't think so.
So this year could be a totally different thing because...
Nah. It'd be like Oktoberfest, but bigger.
It's harder to argue with Uber about your surge fee when you have to type in that you realized you were taking a 9.4 surge.
Right.
And last year, if they weren't doing that, I'm sure they didn't have as much of a leg to stand on. And now you are agreeing that,
And I'm just speculating because I don't really remember when that exactly launched. It could have already been there.
No.
But I mean, either way, it's just like Oktoberfest, in a lot of cities, when Surge just went crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to do the exact same thing.
Too bad just one night.
And now you've got college football playoffs that night. Here in the state of Oklahoma, you're going to have all those OU fans out. Regardless, they're going to be out.
Yeah.
And so that's more people, and I haven't looked to see, but hopefully it falls on like a weekend.
Christmas falls on a Friday this year.
So
6 days later is a Thursday.
That's a good day. Thursday's fine. As long as it's not like a Sunday or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. 31st is a Thursday. So yeah. No, patience.
So you're going to run into the weekend. Do you think the weekend following that is going to be good, or do you think the Friday after New Year's Eve is going to be kind of a bust?
It's just going to be a bust.
Yeah.
Well, like, that day, like, New Year's Day will be great.
No.
It's the week after New Year's. It's just going to be dead that whole week. It was last year.
So save your money. Don't spend it all.
Save your money. The money you make on those surge rides is going to be what feeds your family the following week.
That's right.
It's going to be bare bones.
Yeah. Because it just stands that, I mean, I can't think of on New Year's Eve, I know so many people who just go out and just get so freaking blasted and hammered that they don't drink for another week or two because, I mean, that's the kind of drinking that goes on that night. So I can't see that Friday night would be just an amazing bar night or a ride night for Uber either. So
yeah, like I said, now that because they're going to party Thursday, and then you're going to get Friday that's going to be good, and Saturday that's going to be good. They're going to be like because most of those people are on a 3-day, 4-day weekend.
No.
So those days are going to be great. It's that week after.
No.
That's just going to.
No.
So.
Because they get the first off because it's New Year's Day. Everybody, they're getting the Thursday. Some of them will work Thursday till noon or 5. But sometimes because the week it falls on Friday, people might take that day off.
They're gonna have a weekend, so that's what's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have the morning after rides on Friday. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I mean the whole thing. Get a lot of Starbucks.
Yeah.
Drink up.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be busy.
That's awesome. I look forward to it. It will be my first New Year's Eve. I hope.
Patience.
Yeah.
Patience is the key.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking the other day, kind of one of the
Don't be that thirsty.
Yeah. That's kind of like we were talking the other day about, like, kind of what the biggest thing I've learned so far from Uber driving is just being patient when it comes to what you're doing, because if you just jump on it, you're going to,
You're going to regret it. You always regret it when you get to, I call it being a ride whore.
No.
It's hard not to. You see all those sexy rides and you want to take them for $4.80, but you got to lay off.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of like watching on a Friday, Saturday night, and you're watching the surge hit a 1.5. The next thing you know, there's like all these drivers just rushing for it. And you're like, just be patient. Yeah. Just sit there and wait.
Right. Just chill.
If everybody could just go on like at 2.8, we'd be so much better.
Right. Just chill. You got time.
Yeah. That's it. When you can write your own ticket, that's where, and when you're just sitting there going, you know what, I'm going to wait, then that's when it's going to pay off.
Yep.
So.